Here's the solution for day one, problem one. Find the midpoint between the points with these coordinates. Make a graph and then find the midpoint. So negative 2 comma 4 is left 2 and up 4 from the origin, right there. And 4 comma 6 is right 4 and up 6, right there. We're looking for the midpoint, the point that's exactly in the middle of a segment that would connect these points. If you connect them together and visually look for the midpoint, it appears to be right there. I think the answer is 1 comma 5 just by visual inspection. In question B it says to find the midpoint and show work. So let's find the midpoint by using algebra. To find the midpoint we use the midpoint formula, which is to average the x coordinates of the points. You can find an average by adding x values together and dividing by 2, and then averaging the y coordinates of the 2 points. You can find averages by adding them together and dividing by 2. This is the midpoint formula. So let's put in our values for x1 and x2. x1 is negative 2 plus x2 is 4. If you divide those by 2, that gets you the average of negative 2 and 4. Similarly, we can average our y coordinates together. y1 is the 4 plus, and y2 is the 6. And if you divide those by 2, you get the average of 4 and 6. The final result turns out to be negative 2 plus 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, comma, 4 plus 6 is 10, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. The midpoint between this dot and this dot is at 1 comma 5, and that's what we thought it was visually. Day 1, problem 2. Line C is perpendicular to line D. The equation of line D is this. Line C passes through this ordered pair. Write an equation for the line and then graph it. The key to doing this question is when we're told that line C is perpendicular to line D. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. So because line D has a slope of 2/3, if we take the opposite reciprocal of 2/3, we can get the slope of line C. The opposite of a positive number is negative, and the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. So the slope of line C is negative 3/2. The other thing we know about line C is it passes through this point. We can call this x1 and y1. So let's use point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we'll make our substitutions. Y minus, for y1, put in negative 4. For m, we're going to put in the slope of line C, which we figured out to be negative 3/2. And then x minus, and for x1, put in 1. Because of this double negative here, let's do one step of simplifying. Y plus 4 equals negative 3/2 times x minus 1. So here's an equation in point slope form for line C. Now we're also asked to graph the line. One of the things we know about line C is it passes through the point 1 comma negative 4. Let's find that. So over to 1 and then down to the negative 4. Here is 1 comma negative 4. We also know that the slope of line C is negative 3/2, which would mean to go down 3 and right 2. That's going to take me off the bottom of the video. So I'm going to go up 3 and left 2. This still creates a downhill line, which is what a negative slope would have. Let's do this one more time. Up 3 and left 2. And then we can draw in the line. So here is line C. This line is perpendicular to line D, which would have a slope of 2/3. Imagine line D crossing the y-intercept at 1 right there and having a slope of 2/3 up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3. Here's what line D would look like, and they are, in fact, perpendicular right there.